Okay, so get this. Your latest D&D game sounds seriously wild.
Wild.
We're talking like mutated catable passes.
Oh, wow.
Mysterious goo leaking from trees.
Mhm.
And this whole thing with one player and like all their swamp-based misadventures.
Okay.
We're taking all the good stuff from your last 2 sessions and seeing if we can like uncover any secrets.
I love it.
Now, after that close call, the party decides to head back to Professor Lang.
Okay.
Everyone that is, except for Lyra.
Oh, boy.
She's on a mission to find that witch's hut, even though it means, like, braving the swamp alone.
I see.
What do you make of that decision?
Well, it's a classic case of party tension leading to kind of risky choices.
Yeah.
Lyra's distrust of Aaron, which seems to be a recurring theme in your game,
It does.
might be clouding her judgment. We all know how solo missions go, especially when you're knee-deep in a world of magic, right?
Never smooth sailing. And, man, talk about rough waters. Remember that whole sequence you were describing with those awful survival checks? And then, of course, there was the incident with the muck pit. I mean, it's like the swamp itself was trying to teach Lyra a lesson.
Well, it's unpredictable, right? That kind of setting. Even when you're a seasoned adventurer, it can still throw you for a loop.
Oh, totally. And the way you described those survival checks, it almost seemed like, more than bad luck. It felt like the swamp's magic was, I don't know, messing with her head a little, making everything feel dangerous.
Right. Just adds this whole other level of tension to things. And the muck pit. Can't forget the muck pit.
The muck pit. That's like its own little side quest. But really, though, I mean, it shows what happens when Lyra gets impulsive.
Who hasn't been there, though? Things go sideways and you just want to shake your fist at the universe, right?
I love how Lyra blames the dungeon master, though. It's just so relatable, even if it is a little funny.
It is. It is. It's that kind of like humor mixed with, oh no, that makes your campaign so fun. But poor Lyra, she's stuck in this muck, time is ticking away, and oh yeah, the exhaustion starts setting in. And that's where those D&D mechanics really shine. Right?
Yeah.
Because suddenly it's not just about flavor. It has real consequences.
Yeah. It makes things feel real, even with all the magic and stuff. So how'd she get out?
Oh, wait. She uses up the last of her magic, just blasts her way out of there.
Oh, desperate times, huh?
Yeah, she was not messing around.
And she really had to push it to get out, didn't she? I mean, even after she escapes, she's barely conscious.
Those exhaustion points, they really pack a punch, don't they? It's like the game mechanic itself becomes part of the story.
Exactly. It's not just numbers on a sheet anymore, right? It actually means something. While Lyra's busy, like, wrestling with the muck, the rest of the party returns to Professor Lang with those samples of that corrupted bomb.
Oh, okay.
You gotta love Andro, though. He's already talking about hazard pay.
Always thinking ahead, that one. I mean, it does raise some interesting questions, right? About risk and reward when it comes to this adventuring life.
Yeah, like, even with magic, there's still a practical side to everything. But speaking of, where do we leave Lyra? Oh, right. Delirious. Alone. In the middle of who knows where. The exhaustion's got to be off the charts now, right?
Yeah, at that point, it's more than just physical exhaustion,
Yeah.
It's messing with her mind. Like the swamp itself is seeping into her thoughts.
And then, as if on cue, who shows up? Professor Lang.
Then Lyra recovers, rejoins the group, and that's when the real drama starts.
Yeah.
Right? Because suddenly they're arguing about whether or not they should have left her behind.
Oh, yeah, tough conversation, but it really highlights the bonds these characters have, how much they care, even if they don't always show it.
A few days after the whole Eldritch bomb fiasco,
Okay.
the Strixhaven Star, the campus newspaper,
Of course. Everyone reads the Star.
they run this massive front page spread
Oh, I bet.
about our heroes,
Naturally.
named specifically
Yeah.
instant celebrities.
Oh, for sure. Which, let me tell you, in the pressure cooker of Strixhaven, that's a big deal.
Huge.
This isn't just, oh, good job, kid. We're talking social currency. In a system that is obsessed with magical achievement,
Totally.
their place in the pecking order just got a major upgrade.
That's fascinating. And we actually see that play out almost immediately, right?
Oh, yeah, tell me. We've got to talk about Noctis.
Right.
Because if Andra's basking in the spotlight,
Noctis is running for the shadows.
oh, he is not handling this well.
Not at all. The attention, it completely overwhelms him to the point where he tries to, hide out at the gym.
Of course, the gym. Where else would he go?
But of course, that's where he runs into
Oh, no, tell me.
Greta.
Oh, Greta. Now she has a very, shall we say, complicated history with Noctis.
Yeah, we're talking about that Mage Tower practice match, right?
that?
Where Noctis kind of left her hanging in the middle of a magical battle.
Not exactly his shining moment.
Not his best look.
And Greta doesn't let him forget it.
No way.
Their encounter at the gym. Electric.
Really?
She calls him out, but not with anger.
Oh.
No. This icy disappointment, that cuts way deeper.
You're right, yeah.
See, it's like she's almost more hurt that he didn't try to explain himself afterwards,
That's an interesting point. So it makes you wonder, was she just upset about the Mage Tower incident? Or is there something more there?
Right.
More than just study buddies.
Exactly.
So it's in that charged atmosphere that Noctis, bless his soul.
Oh, no. What did he do?
He fumbles his way through an apology.
Okay.
And blurts out that he might like her.
Smooth. Noctis. Real smooth.
Way to go. Confess your feelings while also reminding her that you left her vulnerable during a magical duel.
I mean, in his defense, sometimes a crisis, it brings out these feelings, right? These vulnerabilities, things you don't even admit to yourself until, bam, you're staring danger in the face.
It's true. And Greta, how does she react to this, shall we say, awkward, almost confession?
She doesn't let him off the hook. No way. She tells him if he really wants to make it up to her, he'll fight alongside her next time trouble comes knocking. Let's talk about that double date at the Bosun Tavern.
Oh, this is a good one.
Ralseiman, Andro, their dates, Nora and Lorene. It sounds like a recipe for either disaster
or happily ever after.
Right.
It's fascinating how those two pairs highlight such different approaches to connection. You have Ralseiman, whose attempt at a new signature dish alongside his famous pickle bombs goes hilariously wrong.
And then there's Andro effortlessly charming Lorene with Tales of the Dead Languages Society. And we can't forget Nora's quick wit, that face pun you highlighted. Definitely a sign of someone who can keep up with Ralseiman's, well, more serious nature.
And Lorene seems intrigued by Andro's intellectual side. It seems the Eldritch Balm incident has acted as an unexpected catalyst. It's not just about fighting magical threats, right? It's about these students discovering who they are under pressure, what they value, and who they want by their side.
So we've got contrasting reactions to fame, a potential romance simmering in the gym, and a double date that could go either way.
What about Lyra? She has been noticeably absent from this whole fame and romance drama, hasn't she?
Lyra, she finds a way to make a difference, but on her own terms. Quietly.
Okay.
So while everyone else is caught up in this whole social whirlwind, she seeks out this first-year student, Jax, who's struggling with his magic.
And this is what I love about this detail from the game. She doesn't just, toss a textbook at him and call it a day.
Lyra's not about that.
She sees something in Jax, this potential, and she decides to mentor him, even teaches him this unique method for casting magic missiles.
Which, to me, it hints at a larger thing, about institutions.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Even a place like Strixhaven, right, which is supposed to be all about open-mindedness and pushing boundaries.
Right, the most magically liberal place around.
And yet, here's Lyra, who clearly operates outside the box. And what does she do? She turns around and encourages that same nonconformity in someone else.
She recognizes that real innovation. It doesn't come from following the rules. It's about finding your own way, even if it means challenging the status quo.
100%.
But while Lyra is quietly shaping the next generation of magic users. Remember Sue Vaudry?
Of course. She's great.
Also a member of the Students of Faith.
Right. And hasn't she kind of, had her eye on Ray for a while?
She's had it bad. And who can blame her? Ray. He's like the epitome of stability and faith, especially in a world that's gone haywire with eldritch abominations.
Talk about a rock in a storm. So what's going on? Are they a thing now?
That's the thing. Ray. So focused on his studies.
The typical Ray.
He's totally oblivious.
Oh, no. Poor Sue.
Doesn't even pick up on her very obvious hints.
Ooh, painful. So what does she do?
Well, she tries everything.
Yeah.
But Ray, nothing. Finally, she resorts to a classic, pretends to need help with her studies.
Yes, the old I need tutoring routine. A tale as old as time.
It works. Ray, being the stand-up guy he is, jumps right in to help.
But there's always a but.
He's a little too good at explaining things. The study session is over before Sue can make her move.
Oh, no. You're kidding. Foiled by her own desire for a prolonged interaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Sue, she's a go-getter, right?
Oh, yeah. She doesn't give up easily.
So with the Winter Gala coming up, she sees her chance. And this time, she's not messing around. Practically throws herself at Ray with an invitation.
And what does Ray say?
He agrees to go.
What are our big takeaways?
Even in a world of magic. Right. The same dramas play out. The pull of fame, the weight of responsibility, the messiness of relationships.
And how a crisis, even one that's contained, it reveals things. Hidden agendas, uncomfortable truths.
And it forces everyone, even someone like Ray, to confront those things.
Remember Strixhaven. Remember these characters.
Because their struggles.
There are struggles.
And their journey.
Well, it's just getting started.